Hey guys, it's God Bars here, the self-proclaimed hip-hop historian, and this is the 238th episode of my series, where I grab a vinyl from my collection, talk about why I love it, what influence it has, and what its place is in the grand scheme of hip-hop. So Queen Latifah is another example of someone I had on the page a while back, when I covered her first album, All Hail the Queen. But while that LP is an undeniable Golden Age classic, I believe I was pretty transparent in that review about how Black Rain is my favorite Queen Latifah album. Of course, she still had numerous quality musical moments after this project, but as we all know, she veered further and further into other endeavors the deeper she got into her career, which has led to most of her best musical work, in my opinion, landing within the first 5 or so years of her career. I think that kind of adds up because the Queen was famously part of the Native Tongues Collective, and while I wouldn't necessarily say any of the members involved sold out, there was definitely a shift in the general sound that most of the associates were working with at the time that still kept a lot of the same strong positive messaging, but delivered it with more grit and teeth. While this may have been a gradual change, you could definitely hear the difference in tone between Latifah's 1989 debut, or even her 1991 sophomore effort, Nature of a Sista, and her masterpiece of a third album here, which, just like a good 100 other hip-hop classics, dropped in 1993. This LP tackles issues like race relations, community, and culture in a very direct and confrontational way, and when you add in the amazing album cover, it really highlights how Black Rain plays with a lot of these themes of revolution. Her first couple of releases were much more Afrocentric and focused on love and peace, which of course was sort of the norm for the native tongues at that time. And while ideas like unity do show up on here in spades, they're definitely presented with a slightly more aggressive, no-nonsense attitude. And we see a lot of that kind of colorful, fun, zany energy the native tongues was built on fading away. I also think Queen Latifah really upped her pen game here, writing not just top-tier rap verses, but thought-provoking songs in general that weave in a number of genres like jazz, soul, or R&B, and they also help give Latifah more opportunities to sharpen her skills as a vocalist, with catchy hit singles like Superstar or Just Another Day, helping to display her more than adequate singing chops. However, despite how impressive her various roles on this LP are, the rapping comes first and foremost, and you can tell the Queen justifiably had a chip on her shoulder about the rapidly growing disrespect for women in hip-hop at this time. One song that highlighted her disdain for this female-geared disrespect is UNITY, where she gets right to the root of the issue from the jump, rapping, "Instinct leads me to another flow every time I hear a brother call a girl a bitch or a hoe. Trying to make a sister feel low, you know all of that gots to go. Now everybody knows there's exceptions to this rule. Now don't be getting mad when we playing, it's cool, but don't you be calling out my name. I bring wrath to those who disrespect me like a dame. That's why I'm talking. One day I was walking down the block, I had my cut-off shorts on right, 'cause it was crazy hot. I walked past these dudes. When they passed me, one of them felt my booty, he was nasty. I turned around red, somebody was catching the wrath. Then the little one said, yeah, me bitch, and laughed. Since he was with his boys, he tried to break fly, huh? I punched him dead in his eye and said, who you callin' a bitch? I actually feel like I need to share the second verse on this track as well, as Latifah gives us a poignant, emotion-filled, and personal picture of an abusive relationship, and starts a much-needed discussion about the excuses someone may make for their partner that abuses them, because they are afraid to make an attempt to leave the situation. She starts this anecdote rapping, I hit the bottom, there ain't nowhere else to go but up. Bad days at work, give you an attitude, then you were rough, and take it out on me, but that's about enough. You put your hands on me again, I'll put your ass in handcuffs. I guess I fell so deep in love, I grew dependency. I grew too blind to see just how it was affecting me. All I knew was you. You was all the man I had, and I was scared to let you go even though you treated me bad. But I don't want my kids to see me getting beat down by daddy, smacking mommy all around. You say I'm nothing without ya, but I'm nothing with ya. A man don't really love you if he hits ya. This is my notice to the door. I'm not taking it no more. I'm not your personal whore. That's not what I'm here for. Ain't nothing good gonna come to ya until you do right by me. Brother, you wait and see. There's a handful of quality guest appearances on Black Rain, which come in the form of Tony Rebel, as well as Heavy D, KRS-One, as well as Tretch of Naughty by Nature, who all appear on the same Killer Posse cut. The forward-thinking production on this thing was handled by a surprisingly small pool of names like Sidney S.I.D. Reynolds, Tony Dufat, KG, and Queen Latifah herself. For honorable mentions on this Native Tongues classic, I cut it down to Black Hand Side, Listen to Me, Rough, Superstar, No Work, Mood is Right, I Can't Understand, and Bring the Flavor. Then when it comes down to my overall top 3 favorite songs, I would have to go with Unity or UNITY, Just Another Day, and Winky's Theme. Thank you for watching my 238th video. Next up, we have a Chicago legend who's popped up on the page a couple of times before, but it's been a good while now, so I figured I'd bring him back. So look for that review, and if you enjoyed, be sure to like, subscribe, and let me know what moments you return to the most off this forward-thinking gem. Don't forget to have a great day, and I'll see you next time, okay? Alright.
Look, the key to my soul is locked in the cage it opens. The framework was made from my own rib cue. What came first, the crack or the crack lighter? Whichever one the first fiend used to bring back fire.